News, I'm Jackie Quinn. It has happened again in Gaza for the second time in 7 months. An Israeli airstrike kills several members of the charity group World Central Kitchen. But this time the strike was targeted. Here's our Mimi Montgomery.
An airstrike by Israel on a car in the Gaza Strip has killed at least 5 people, according to a senior Palestinian health official. 3 of them are said to be employees of World Central Kitchen. Israeli military says it struck a wanted militant involved in Hamas's October 7 attack.
A previous strike in April killed 7 World Central Kitchen workers, and the charity is again pausing operations in Gaza. The new president of Taiwan arrived in Hawaii for a 2-day trip to the South Pacific. China's criticizing the visit, seeking to block official recognition of the self-rule democracy by the United States. Snowfall in the northeastern U.S. is piling up high as travelers try to start heading home from holiday celebrations. Here's our Julie Walker.
In New York, along Lakes Erie and Ontario, where snowblowers work overtime, there's already a significant band of lake-effect snow, says National Weather Service meteorologist Philip Pandolfo.
We have already observed snowfall rates of 2 to 3 inches an hour, which is extremely difficult for road crews to properly clean the roads.
It will be 15 to 20 degrees below average over parts of the northern plains. I'm Julie Walker.
Canada's prime minister is trying to tamp down tensions over the possibility of higher tariffs for Canadian exports. Justin Trudeau met with Donald Trump Friday in Florida. This was Small Business Saturday, a shopping tradition that follows Black Friday deals. Come Monday, Cyber Monday bargains can be found online. And don't forget about Giving Tuesday. This is AP News. A massive LDS church proposed for Las Vegas.
I'm Walter Ratliff with the Religion Minute, a worldwide push to build lots of big, bright temples for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is meeting pushback.
This is an unprecedented amount of people.
Residents recently packed a meeting of the Las Vegas, Nevada City Council to voice their concerns about plans to build a large new Mormon temple in the area.
They want to build this huge church that totally doesn't fit in the area.
Homeowners like Sue Christensen say they felt trampled when officials approved a temple that will be larger than the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, topped by a golden steeple soaring nearly 200 feet. Regional church leaders like Bud Stoddard say the temples will enhance the area.
This will guarantee a place of quiet, a place of solitude.
Church leaders say another 150 are currently under construction in the biggest building boom in the history of the faith. I'm Walter Ratliff.
And I'm Jackie Quinn, AP News.
Good morning, Marianas. So many things we gotta discuss. Happy day, Tirawamian greetings. To Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news. From a beautiful place with Pacific views, it's always so much fun on Good Morning Marianas.
December. It's the winter. How did this happen? Okay, it's true. It is winter, but it's Saipan winter, which is way different. Don't expect any snow. Maybe up there in Top Chow you might see a little bit, but it's not too bad. Hey, look, traffic looks great down there right now on Beach Road. In Oleai, everybody's hustling and bustling and making their way across the island, getting ready for work today. It's the first day back to work off some of those Thanksgiving calories. Oh man, I had bula calories this weekend. I'll tell you, it was like a 5-day food fest between family and friends out here in Marianas. Oh my goodness. It was great. There's no complaints. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. I'm sure you did too. So no complaining about how much you might have gained. Hey, good morning, everybody. JJ, good to see you. Louisa, as always, great to see you. Pilling, great to see you too there, buddy. Tobot, my man, the tint man from Dan. Mariano, great to see you too. Really great to see you out there. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Eric, oh yeah, great to see you. I don't see Eric. I see people saying hey to Eric, but hey, it's good if he is here. That's for sure. We got people all over the place on YouTube. We got people on the Good Morning Marianas channel. Got people over on the NMI News Service channel. Great to see you all. So thank you guys for making it out today. We got a great guest coming in today too. Talking about some fundraising efforts for the CHCC volunteers. Joe Guerrero, the Saipan Chamber of Commerce president, will be in this morning. That'll be a lot of fun. Looking forward to having him in there too. While we sit here talk about what's going on in Saipan and drink a little bit of coffee. Speaking of which, delicioso. All right, well, let's talk about traffic a little bit. Let's get down there. You know, I got some music for traffic. I just don't know if it actually worked when I plugged it in. Well, let's find out. It was an idea that I had. I went and got this stuff, and let's just see if it's there, if it's ready. Because if it is, fantastic. If it's not, it's going to be too bad. We'll find out. Let's see. Yeah, it's not converted, though. That's the only problem. Let's see. Is this going to work if I play it like this? Let's see. It's going to work. This kind of fits into that holiday traffic. Okay, it's not perfect. It's not exactly what I was going for, but we're going to go with it today. Okay, don't worry. It's only going to play once too, but it's not too bad. Now let's take a look at our first look at traffic this morning here on Monday morning. And it's not too shabby if you look out there. It's still early, I guess, but man, it's 7:23 on Monday. Usually it's about the time you're going to see some kind of backup somewhere, but you're not seeing them this morning over at the former AK intersection. Looks like everything is going great despite having multi-levels of traffic, meaning like, well, one direction is at one elevation, and the other traffic is at the other elevation. Slowing down a little bit over there by I-10E, but it's not too bad. People can definitely deal with that. Let's look at a couple of the trouble spots. We'll look over there in Chalampiao. There's the Tune-Kyoshi Road. And, man, it's slowing down a little bit, but that's going to be construction related too. That's always if you can avoid that area in the morning, that's a great place to steer clear from. But you can see over there by Gold Ribbon and Subway and the mobile station in Chalampiao, it's a little bit slow, but it's going to be a slow go all day. There's nothing you can do about that. Let's go and look at one of the least favorite places for traffic over there at Chalamonsignor Martinez and Chalamonsignor Guerrero. Over there by Shell Dan, starting to slow down a little bit, but that's going to only get slower. So two solutions. One, wake up earlier, or two, go to work later. That's where we're at right now. I'll take a look at over in Garapan, look by the Navy Hill intersection. And right now it is slowing down, definitely all the way backed up to Petita Drive, where you can see that it's definitely jam-packed. People coming down Navy Hill trying to make their way to work, but every other direction looking pretty good. And let's just take a real quick look over at Issa Drive, where it meets Middle Road, and not too bad. Actually, it looks slower for people trying to head up the road, and that might be because of that water main break that happened over the weekend. If you didn't see that, oof, man, that water was flowing, and that's a big main coming down the road too, so you got to deal with that. So rough one there for sure. Oh my God, what is going on? I see Glenn Polycare. Oh, he's talking about hell of the Marianas. Glenn, why don't you give us a call and give us an update about that? Because that's great stuff. You can reach us at 789-2323. Our phone lines are open, folks. 789-2323. And that's your first look at traffic this morning. Weather side, though, we didn't tell you about weather. Well, we'll tell you all about weather right now. 83 degrees outside right now in Saipan. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. It's as beautiful as you are. We're looking at isolated showers throughout today, mostly sunny skies. High near 86 today, and winds out of the east at 16 miles per hour. Tonight, for the big baseball game, well, we'll have to wait on that one because we got a phone call coming in. Hold on. I think if we had a phone call coming in. Hold on. Wait. It sounded like it was one of two things. Oh, there it is. I hear him now. I see him now. Glenn, can you hear me?
Absolutely 100% clear, Brad. Half a day. Good morning and happy December.
Half a day. Great to hear from you. I saw you posting a whole bunch of stuff about hell in the Marianas. Maybe you could tell us a little bit more about it while we got you.
I wanted to go down there. I saw you doing the traffic on there, and it clicked on me that that's an amazing map, and I love the fact that the race is coming up this weekend. It is the 2024 edition of the 100 Century Cycle Kilometer Race around the island. It's going to be December 7th, starting at 6:15, and I want to talk about cheerleaders. We've got 140-plus riders from 10 different countries represented. We'll be starting up at Marianas Resort, and we'll be making our way south all the way down to the I-10 intersection. And so we're looking for cheerleaders, not aid stations. I just need people out there just cheering these riders on. I got AK Toyota's going to have a huge bunch of people. Friends, family, employees are going to be out there cheering them on as they pass their new Puerto Rico location. I've got employees from Crown Plaza that'll be camped out in front of the Century Hotel. I've got staff, friends, family members from Mango, the nonprofit organization right there near Bank of Hawaii. Yeah. I've got NMCs on board, and I'm working on CUC as we speak. So I'm looking for groups of people either to join up with them and grow those numbers, or if you're anywhere on the route, just cheer the riders on, give them a little encouragement, and let's show them that half-a-day spirit as they circle our beautiful island this coming December 7th, starting at 6:15 from Marianas, start and finish up at the former Marianas Resort.
And that's going to be a real big event. I can't imagine what it's going to be like seeing with all those cheerleaders out there. That is going to be massive. Those riders will not forget that when they come in.
No, like I said, the aid stations are amazing because that's where they can stop and they can rehydrate, they can refuel. But it's the cheerleading squad. Just, Brad, you've done the race before. Just picture passing AK with 50, 100 employees out there just screaming, going out of their minds. And this is super important, especially for the fact that we've got riders. Our defending female champion from South Korea is coming. We've got riders from Japan coming as well. Also riders from the Philippines coming. So we want to spread that half a day so they can tell those people about this amazing signature event that we hold here in Saipan.
Well, we're excited about it. We're certainly excited about it, too, because we're going to be covering it live during the event. We're going to cover we're going to have a couple of chase vehicles and a couple of leapfroggers throughout the course. And we're really excited about that. So we'll be able to cover it here on NMI News Service. It's the first time we're going to have a live race coverage in the CNMI ever. And we couldn't be more excited about it. But I'll tell you what, those cheerleaders are massive. When I did a race in the Philippines, and the whole bike course, well, at least massive sections of it, were filled up with people cheering like that. And, boy, it gave me more power than I ever had riding a bike.
What really sparked this idea was watching races from the Baja 1000, where they go screaming through these villages down in Mexico, and people are just going out of their absolute minds. I want to see that same energy cheering these riders on, because as you know, as you're making those climbs, as you're hitting those milestones, and you're kind of just trudging away, it is that little bit of extra energy, and I think this is one thing that's going to separate our race from anything else in the region. I mean, the race is tough enough as it is, but if we can get some groups, some organizations, even if you live on the course, we've got riders going down to Kingfisher. So if you live down in that village, all you need is a couple people down there just cheering these guys on. It's going to start at 6:15, and it should be wrapping up just after lunchtime. Award ceremony is going to be a little bit later, but we really want to cheer these people on. So if you want to be a part of it, give Ed Diaz over at MBA a call, give Brad a call, give me a call. Be happy to point you in the right direction, and hopefully we can see you out there this December 7th for the Hell of the Marianas Century Cycle Race.
Well, I'm excited about it, Glenn. Any notable locals that you know that are in the race?
Well, aside from yourself stepping out of the race this year, though, I know we've got people that have done the race. I don't have the race list in front of me, but we've got our usual suspects that have done this race since day one. I talked to one of our competitors this morning, Kimiko McKagan, who's done every single race since day one, and Kimmy is racing injured, which is no shock to anybody. Injured injured herself this past weekend. She's actually at Gold's Gym right now trying to train and ramp up, though. So, again, 140 riders from 10 different nations being represented this coming Saturday, December 7th.
That's great. Well, I'm excited about it, and as things we get a little bit closer, I'd love to get a little bit more updates from you, and let us know if there's something that folks along the course should do too, like not just cheering, right? Maybe folks got their dogs or something they might want to get tied up.
Absolutely. As we get a little bit closer to the race, we're going to focus that shift. Is once we get our cheerleaders all lined up, though, then we'll talk about rider safety. Is because we've got 140 riders that'll be going down Middle Road at 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Not something you see every day. So as it gets a little bit closer, we'll start to blast to all the media outlets, including NMI News Service, to let people know what they should do and what they can do to help make sure that this race is amazing but safe as well.
Awesome. Hey, thanks so much for the update.
Brad, have a great Monday. Talk to you soon, buddy.
All right, take care. All right, that's Glenn Pollock here. This guy does everything in life. Aside from losing 1 million pounds, he's out there getting ready to help organize the Hell of the Marianas. He's been working on it for a while. He's going to be their race announcer down there. And, man, you couldn't have a better guy doing it. He's awesome. And look at him. He's a cheerleader right now, and he's not even there. So it's wild. Hey, just getting back to seeing some of you guys in the comments. Hey, Freddie, great to see you out there. Jude Hofschneider, Senator Jude, good to see you too. Thanks so much for tuning in. There's Eric. I see you now. Great. Thanks for being in there. And again, if you're interested in the Hell of the Marianas, is this Saturday. It's this weekend, and it's a really massive deal. Again, 140 riders coming out here. So a lot of local folks riding as well, and that makes it really cool. In fact, having a big race like this and is just a great reason, a great excuse for you to get out there and participate as a rider. And man, it's such a great event. Whenever we have stuff like this, I mean, this is not like a little small town race. This is a massive international event that's happening on our island. So two things. One is you could be in it. Number two, you could be in it as a cheerleader. Number three, you could be in it to help out as a volunteer. Hey, Lorraine, great to see you. Good morning. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Oh, man, what a day. We got a great start to the show already. We got news, we got weather. We hadn't hit sports yet, but we got some more of that. In fact, we were going to talk about the weather for tonight because we're looking at scattered showers and thunderstorms. Oh, no. Mostly cloudy with a low around 77. The wind's going to drop a little bit, but a 40% chance of rain. That's not looking good for tonight. It's the Blue Jays and the Pirates at Tonco Field at 6:30 for the Saipan Baseball League's Master Edition. That's going to be a big game, especially if you like to see some of your old favorites out there doing well. And, man, I hear you. I see you out there. You're talking about the Seahawks, Louisa. And let's give you a little update on what's happening right now for the NFL. In fact, I got the latest for you. All right, well, just going into the weekend, first of all, you know that we had all those Thanksgiving games, so we'll give you those real quick. Lions beat the Bears 23-20. The Cowboys beat the Giants 27-20. Packers beat the Dolphins 30-17. Chiefs somehow got the worst call at the end of the game, 19-17 to beat the Raiders. Then you've got the Texans beat the Jags today, 23-20. The Patriots falling to the Colts, 25-24 in Boston. The Chargers take the Falcons in Atlanta, 17-13. The Seahawks with a big win over the Jets, 26-21. The Commanders beat the snot out of the Titans, 42-19. The Steelers, in a back-and-forth affair with the Bengals, end up winning 44-38. And the Vikings edge one out over the Cardinals, 23-20. But now for the afternoon games, there's only three happening right now. It's the Rams and the Saints. They are got about 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Saints leading 3-0 in New Orleans. In Carolina, the Panthers trailing the Buccaneers with 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter, 7-0. And the Ravens and Eagles all even at nothing here with about 12 minutes left to go in the first quarter. And the Ravens getting all set to punt the ball away. Tonight's game, which is today's 11:20 game, The San Francisco 49ers, bang, bang, Niners gang, traveling to the snowy confines of Orchard Park to face my Buffalo Bills. And they can lose. I'm sorry. I've got a lot of friends who are 49ers fans, and I'm usually there with you. But not today. That's it. So that's your NFL update right now here at 7:36 a.m. here on the Good Morning Marianas. It's the only Good Morning Marianas. It's the sweetest smelling Good Morning Marianas that we've got going on right now. All right, well, we got a little bit of news, sports, and weathers. I think we got a little bit of everything out there. Man, what a game for the Packers. That is great. So now all that happens, if the Bills end up winning against the 49ers today, they lock up the AFC East with 4 games left to go in this season. That is outstanding, my friend. I will take that 10 times out of 10. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to, we'll have it in the other screen. We'll have some football games on here. Let's see. What's the games that are really exciting right now? The Eagles and the Ravens. So of the 3 games that are happening at this moment, you got the Buccaneers and the Panthers. Bucs should win that one, but it's a NFC South showdown. That could go either way. Rams and the Saints, good game, but I figure that's going to go with the Rams. But the Eagles and Ravens, I think, is going to be the game to watch right now of the 3 that are being played right now. So we'll just pop that up on the old screen, and I'll make sure I keep the volume all the way down for you so I don't get dinged by the good old National Foosball League. Let me make sure I press play. Kapow. All right, there we go. So now the game is on, and I will try my best not to be distracted by it. Good luck with that, Brad. All right. Well, anyway, that's where we're at. It is December, the month when I think you're officially allowed to start playing Christmas music. I don't think you should be doing it in September. I know the Burr months. I know, Philippines, I'm sorry. I can't. I'm not with you on this one. I'm not. In October, no, that's Halloween. You got to do all the spooky stuff, right? In November, no, that's Thanksgiving. I know it's a U.S. holiday, so you guys get a pass. But I'm telling you, that's it. Now that all the, the turkey's not gone. We still have turkey. And we still have ham. Thank you, Herman's. We still have all that stuff. But it is time. Now you can put up your Christmas lights. You'll start seeing them up over here, too. We're going to get festive. That's how it works. But now is that time. And it's also time to start thinking about Toys for Tots. There are collection boxes all over the CNMI in all kinds of stores. They're looking for a new or unwrapped toy that you can go and donate that's going to be given to kids who could really use it. And it's really a great opportunity for you to get involved and give back to your community. The Toys for Tots program is out here with the United States Marine Corps and with the First Lady Wella Foundation. So they're all out here working together, and we look forward to seeing more of that. Salvation Army also going to be looking for bell ringers. If you would like to ring the bells out there and try to get people involved and get some donations for, again, folks who can really use it, reach out to the Salvation Army. Okay, what's making news around the world today? It's a big one. Taiwan's president meeting with Hawaii's governor and members of Congress. And you know who doesn't like it? China. China does not approve. It's true. China is not a big fan of this move because they don't want anyone to think that Taiwan's an actual country. Well, that's too bad for China. I know that Taiwan would love to just say they're independent, but they also don't want the People's Liberation Army cruising in across the sea and paying them a visit up close and personal. That said, Taiwan's our pal. China, not so much. China's our adversary. So looking forward to the president's visit to Guam also. The president's in Hawaii right now. He's going to be there for a couple of days, and then he's going to start heading over to Guam. And once in Guam, they're going to meet all kinds of folks like the governor and other influential folks over there in Guam, and that's a new thing. And China, again, not a fan. Too bad. Oh my God. Peeling, I just saw your comment, man. That's great. All right, well, we're looking forward to that. Maybe we'll get lucky one day And the Taiwan president will come over this way, and he'll bring over a whole bunch of tourists because we know they're not coming from China. China. I know. I can't help it. I got to say it. All right, let's talk about some of our things that are happening here, though. Less cheery at all is that DPS found the decomposing. Jeez, you would think you could speak, Brad. Decomposing body of a 76-year-old white guy. He was found on Thanksgiving. Not the way to go. Must have happened a couple days before that. Happened in Gualarai. And it's a shame. They're not releasing the name pending notification of the next of kin. And that is sad. Seems like we've had a few of these, but they haven't released any of the specifics about this at all. Apparently, they had seen the guy for a few days beforehand. And then they noticed basically the guy perished inside his apartment. No foul play has been established, they said. So we'll wait and see what they've got on that as the days go by. Speaking of days going by, the days of Diego Benavente as the GOP president have gone by. He decided to step down, and he's been there for a long time. In fact, he was the lieutenant governor when I first came to Saipan. He resigned officially a couple of weeks ago, and that he gave just a couple of days' notice saying that he was out, and that he just said he felt that it was time for him to step aside and let the next generation carry on with the GOP mandates. Well, there is going to be new stuff happening because they're going to have to run somebody for governor in 2026. And there's all kinds of speculation about who that's going to be. They've already reached out to have people who were formerly with the GOP, tried to get them to come back into the party and be a part of their run. In fact, the one conversation was they reached out to BJ Attow to get him to run, but that they wanted to get him to run as the vice or lieutenant governor to Vinny Sablon as the gubernatorial candidate. And he said no. He said, yeah, you would have to swap us, if anything. I mean, so we'll see how that goes out. But that's interesting. I know Vinny's going to be running for gov. I wonder who would be his lieutenant governor, and I wonder how that would change. I wonder what that would look like because, I mean, I like Vinny. I would like to see, him get back into it, but I don't know if he would be like the next gov right now. But hey, if he's going to run for it, more power to him. I'd say, go for it. But with the way the economy is going, people are definitely wondering, who's going to run because in 2 years, is Governor Palacios going to run again? I think he said he wasn't going to, or that conversation I had that he was not sure that he was going to run again, but that he wasn't necessarily interested in running again. So if he's not going to run, then who's going to run in his place? The only thing is when he said that, the first thing I thought of was when you get that much power as a governor, I don't think that you're going to be too anxious about not being there again. I think you would want to run again, try to rely on folks, and we'd have that same thing. I wasn't going to do it, but my supporters were urging me to run, so that's why I'm going to do it. So I could almost see a split if that happens in 2026. Again, that's a crystal ball that we won't really see for about another year. But 2025, they're going to have to start banging on some doors and shaking some trees for candidates already. Because when the new guys come in for the midterm, they're already going to have to start thinking about who's going to go in for the next run. So that's it right now. Did anyone else step down? I think that's it. No, same folks. All right, so anyway, that's what we got. I'm curious to see who's going to be running for governor in 2026. And will it only be two candidates? Maybe. We had three last time that went for it, but I don't think it's going to be that same crowd for sure. I know that it won't be the same. I don't believe that Tina's going to run again in 2026. And the question is, who's going to be running for that independent Democratic coalition? What's really interesting is what's shaping up in the Senate. as Dennis Mendiola is now going to be the Senate president representing Rhoda. And here's why that's interesting, because I would think that the person with more experience in the Senate might do it. So I guess that would be him. He would be the most experienced person from Rhoda. But I thought maybe Donald Magnolia would want to be the Senate president. Not so. So now what started with outgoing Senate President Edith De Leon Guerrero's defection, unofficially but officially, to the GOP side, that trend is going to continue for the next legislature, because you're going to have all three solid Republicans from Tinian. Then you're going to have Dennis Mendiola from Rhoda. And then who else supported that, right? So you need 5. Well, they got more than 5, because Ronnie Calvo from Rhoda is the incoming. He caucuses with the Republicans. So there's your 5. But then also you've got Karina and you've got Donald Magnolia, who also are supporting that bid. So there you go. It's going to be an interesting time in the Senate and the House, because there's just a lot of new faces and people in new places. So it's going to be exciting just to see if we're going to have the next 2 years are going to be better than the past 2 years. Fingers crossed. Hoping we do. Yeah, J.J. Simmons going to run. Yes. But what are you going to run for? Are you going to run for governor? Or are you going to run for... you going to run for the executive branch? You're going to go for Senate? The Binadu Party. That's my party, dude. The Binadu Party is the party of the people. I'm a Binadu Party person, man. As long as you're bringing Binadu to the party, I am with you. I want to eat that Binadu. Deal if you're running. All right, let's talk about CUC a little bit. The FAC. There's no FAC change to the fuel adjustment charge for December. It's going to be the same. They said that the fuel price has increased a bunch, but not as much as that 4.5% differential that they put in there. However, we're 2 months into the fiscal year, and we're already down almost $2 million in the red. I don't know how they did that. I don't know how they cannot raise any kind of a rate. Well, I know why they can't raise the rates. They can't raise the rates because CUC is not allowed to change the rates. They need the PUTC to do that, and the PUTC is going to have to take a look at doing something, especially if they're already down almost $2 million just since the start of the fiscal year. That is insane to me. I can't believe that that's where it's at. I know. It's crazy. Yeah, from everything they billed for October. And now, how is that going to work with that new billing rate for CHC? I don't know. Was it going to affect CHC? I don't know, because CHC hasn't been paying. They now owe about $69 million. Which is crazy. I know. Well, there are good things for CUC and CHC for sure. Especially because CHC... there's a fundraiser for CHC volunteers this weekend, and we're going to hear about it from Saipan Chamber President Joe Guerrero, who's going to be in here in about 10 minutes or so. And that'll be great to hear about some of the good stuff that they end up doing and how you could end up supporting it. 1 second. Answering you real quick. Awesome. Yep, and there's all kinds of different opportunities for people to volunteer over at CHCC. And man, I'll tell you, I'm going to say it again, that extra C, why? Healthcare is one word. Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation. It's one word. Healthcare. CHC. Even on their own forms. CHC. Why the extra C? It's like the NFL, not the NFBL. Like it doesn't make any sense. Well, anyway, looking forward to their fundraiser coming up this weekend. There's other stuff happening up this weekend. The Hell to Marianas is a massive event that's happening this weekend. IT&E's having their Christmas party on Friday night. That's going to be pretty massive. undertaking for them as well. We're going to hear more about that from them this week as well. And, let's see. What's this? Oh, but thank you for that message. Appreciate that. All right. Kapow. I'd love to hear your thoughts if it's even a big deal. You guys want to put them in the comments. I know we talked about it, but we were talking about we talked about it last week, but about the new bishop that we've got here. I've only read one letter to the editor about it. And from what all the feedback is, not that big of a deal. But we were talking about, like, if there was going to be a local bishop that got chosen, he might not have the experience yet, because I don't know how many credits for Bishop College you need to get. But I'm telling you, Polly James, I think he'd be great. Yes, Bishop Alahaja, Your Eminence, Your Grace, Your Magnificence. I'm telling you, he would be the guy. He would be the local bishop for me if we were able to get one. And maybe that's a few years off. Feeling. Biba deer meat. That's right. Hey, maybe, by the way, maybe that's your ticket. The JJ Peeling ticket for 2026. And that'll be your slogan, Biba deer meat. I love it. I think it's great. All right. Well, hey, we're going to try to get our way to the 8 o'clock hour here. We're pretty close, but let's get this one up. Did you know that there's still a trial about the premium pay for former firefighters? Yes. Now, there's a whole lot going on with this whole thing. But they ended up not getting... those are the guys who got dismissed for not getting vaccinated back in the whole pandemic thing. Now, there's precedent in the mainland for folks to get back pay and get their jobs back and all that other stuff. But they didn't get that $5,000 premium pay that everybody else lost. Or that everybody else got who are the firefighters. I mean, do you remember that? Apparently, they didn't meet all of the premium pay qualifications. And I think what that was that they didn't get the vaccine. And so now it's in federal court, and they're saying, hey, we should still get our $5,000 premium pay. I think they only got the $1,000 version. Anyway, it's so funny that this thing is still going. I get it. I wonder, though, because folks who were working during the pandemic, they were getting some premium pay if they were in the front lines. And I remember people saying, well, what about the folks who are in the private sector? I'm like, well, then you can ask your private sector boss for it. This is for public folks. And because these guys didn't get immunized and they got let go, they didn't get their $5,000. Hey, good morning, April. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Great to see you. So, they're saying that because the Secretary of Finance at the time said that folks who resigned or were terminated or were inactive, they would only get $1,000. So that's $4,000 for each one of these former firefighters. I think there's 9. Then the question would be, well, where's that money going to come from now? Because I think that was all done with ARPA money. Or other stuff was spent while we had all that ARPA money. So maybe some local funds. But either way, where is it going to come from now if they end up losing? And what kind of time period does the government have to pay that stuff back? Yikes. I know. There's a lot of people who don't agree with that whole vaccination thing, and that's cool for them. But man, back then, it was a different time. It was a different time. It's hard to think about it in terms of where we were at that moment. But it was definitely a thing. All right. Let's go to this other thing. I remember there was all this big hubbub about the Saipan Legislative Bureau, or the CNMI's Legislative Bureau. These are the folks who work at the legislature. They were unfunded or underfunded for boss. No new taxes. Exactly. No new taxes is right. We don't want to have a firefighter tax just to pay back that part. But anyway, but we talked about this back when the budget was released for this next year. And the Legislative Bureau, they're like, hey, we're not going to be able to do anything. I mean, that's cool, but sorry, guys, we're not going to be able to pay for our phones, for the internet, you name it. I'm like, there's no way. It's not even an issue. It's not even going to be a story. The legislators, the representatives, and the senators are not going to have a problem finding money to make sure that the people who take care of them get paid. Go figure. They did. They found magical $210,000 to pay for everything they need. Was it even a question? I don't think so. There's no mystery that was going to get done. All right, folks. Well, hey, we're just about here at 8 o'clock. We got our guests coming in here in just a few moments. So we're going to take a couple of commercial breaks, and we'll get you the Associated Press sports update as well. Again, this is Monday. So on Monday, it's their Sunday in the mainland. So we only had the one Associated Press news update that we threw it to you at the top of the hour. We'll play it again anyway, just so that you guys, in case you missed it because you came in late. But typically what we end up doing is having it every hour on the hour. When they're released, we get those to you. So we'll get you what we got for today. Then we're going to get into our guest. We'll talk about traffic when we come back, and we'll have more after this. I'll tell you what, if you have not already made a resolution for the new year, you can start thinking about it now. And you can start planning, what are the things that got in your way from getting fit this year? Oh, I never had the time. It's not a problem anymore. If you go down the street in Chalankanoa, you've got a place that's open 24 hours a day for you to get in there. So now they're open when you're ready to go. Laddie Belt 24-Hour Fitness. It's the newest facility here in the CNMI, and it's located right here in Saipan, right in the shadow of the Aquarius Beach Tower. Look for the tallest building in CK, and you'll be right there. Look for that gray building with the green highlights. They've got all the latest equipment. They've got racks. They've got free weights. They've got machines. They've got treadmills. They've got the bikes. They've got an octagon. They got the heavy bags. They got the hot sauna. They got the cold plunge. You name it, they got it. The only thing they need is you. So head on down to Laddie Built 24-Hour Fitness today and find out why everybody's going down there, except for you.
Where discipline and vision is built. We lead by example, persistence to build. Be the inspiration, they witness the proof. We do what we do by the rules in the book. Be a Lottie where discipline and vision is built. We lead by example, persistence to build. Be the inspiration, they witness the proof. We do what we do by the rules in the book.
For Black Friday to score a great deal, head to IT&E right now for Black November. All month long, bring home a free smartwatch or other accessories when you get one of the latest phones on the device payment plan. A new phone plus infinite data for as low as $65 a month to connect to who and what matters the most all year long. It's the deal that keeps on giving. Visit ite.net for details. IT&E, connections that matter.
AP Sports, I'm Dave Ferry. We lead with college football, where one team blew a shot at a CFP first-round bye, and another may have damaged its chances for a playoff berth. Michigan knocked CFP number 2 Ohio State out of the Big Ten championship game by defeating the Buckeyes 13-10 in Columbus. Donovan Zavada drilled a 21-yard field goal with 45 seconds left to send the Wolverines to their 4th straight win over the Buckeyes.
Come to Michigan to play this game, so it's the biggest one of the year. It's the one that everyone looks forward to, and to be able to come in here and take the win is an amazing feeling.
Kaleo Mullings ran for 116 yards and a touchdown, and his 27-yard gain set up the winning kick. Jaden Fielding missed 2 field goals for Ohio State, and Will Howard was just 19 of 33 for 175 yards, 1 TD, and 2 interceptions as the Buckeyes dropped to 10-2. Syracuse altered the matchup for the ACC championship. Correspondent Jane Ferry reports.
Miami's 42-35 loss to Syracuse knocks the Hurricanes out of the ACC title game and puts Clemson in the conference showdown against SMU. The Orange wasted a 7-point lead in the fourth quarter before LaQuinn Allen scored on a 3-yard run with 9:16 remaining. Allen also got Syracuse back in the game, running for a TD in the second quarter to cut into Miami's 21-0 lead.
Why not, make big plays, for my teammates and fans so, we can get that momentum back. Why not?
Kyle McCord threw for 380 yards and 3 touchdowns in the upset.
This win just kind of shows that Syracuse is for real. And so to be a part of that team that turned things around and, got things going in the right direction, I think that's going to last forever.
Ohio State's loss was great news for Penn State. Correspondent Craig Heist tells us why.
Penn State fell behind 7-0 and then scored 44 unanswered points and beat Maryland 44-7. The 4th-ranked Nittany Lions will play number 1 Oregon for the Big Ten championship next weekend in Indianapolis. Drew Aller threw for a touchdown and ran for another. Tyler Warren caught a touchdown and set a new program record for receptions by tight ends with 130. The Nittany Lions are now 11-1 and finished the regular season 8-1 in the conference for head coach James Franklin.
It's hard to win consistently, and the fact that our guys were able to find a way to win 11 times this season during the regular season. I'm proud of them.
Geffen Coolbaugh followed the Texas A&M matchup.
CFP number 3 Texas is headed to the Southeastern Conference Championship game in its first season in the conference after beating rival Texas A&M 17-7. Longhorns coach Steve Sarkisian.
This is where we wanted to be. We knew when we had the slip up earlier in the season that we'd have to win out to get back to a championship game, and we've earned that right.
Quinn Ewers passed for 218 yards and the eventual game-winning score on a 7-yard touchdown to Jaden Blue with 8:19 left before halftime.
Oregon kept its perfect season alive, as Bruce Morton reports.
Oregon made history when it blew out arch rival Washington 49-21. For the CFP number 1 Ducks, the victory capped their first 12-0 season since 2010. Their coach is Dan Lanning.
I think everybody can recognize college football is hard, right? It's tough to be consistent and to be resilient and consistent and win some tight games and have some battles throughout there. I think that really shows some of the character of our team.
Oregon also became the first team in the Big Ten to go undefeated and untied in its initial year in the conference. Dylan Gabriel threw for 2 touchdowns and Jordan James ran for 2 more.
In other games with CFP implications, South Carolina knocked off CFP number 12 Clemson 17-14 on Lenora Sellers' 20-yard touchdown run with 68 seconds left. Riley Leonard passed for 2 touchdowns and ran for another before CFP number 5 Notre Dame used a pair of pick sixes to beat Southern Cal 49-35. CFP number 7 Tennessee fell behind 14-0 early before Nika Iamaleava threw for 4 touchdowns to send the Vols past Vanderbilt 36-23. CFP number 9 SMU crushed Cal 38-6 as Kevin Jennings threw for 225 yards and 2 scores. Curtis Rourke tied a school record with 6 touchdown passes as CFP number 10 Indiana handed Purdue its worst loss in the 125-game series, 66-0. Jalen Milroe accounted for 360 yards of total offense and 3 rushing touchdowns as CFP number 13 Alabama won the Iron Bowl 28-14 versus Auburn. Coming up next, hoops and hockey. NBA. The Suns built a 17-point halftime lead and handed the Warriors their 4th consecutive loss, 113-105. Phoenix had 4 players with at least 17 points, led by Devin Booker's 27 with 9 assists.
It was hopping around. Kay, myself, Ty, it's just, drawing a lot of attention and making the right play, trusting the pass, and, You know, the other guys making them pay also.
Kevin Durant provided 21 points and 10 rebounds. Tyus Jones had 19 points on 7 of 9 shooting, and Grayson Allen added 17 points. Elsewhere in the NBA, the Bucks picked up their 6th straight win, 124-114 over the Wizards. The Mavericks knocked off the Jazz 106-94. The Hawks beat the Hornets 107-104, and it was the 76ers 111 Pistons 96. College hoops in top-ranked Kansas is 7-0 following an 86-61 rout of Furman. KJ Adams matched his career high with 22 points. In other top 10 action, number 2 UConn bounced back from a poor performance at the Maui Invitational by whipping Maryland Eastern Shore 99-45. 6th-ranked Houston sputtered in a 73-70 loss to San Diego State. Number 9 Alabama was beaten by Oregon 93-91 on a putback by Nate Biddle with 4.4 seconds left. And number 10 Marquette hammered Western Carolina 94-62. NHL, the Panthers have completed a very successful Thanksgiving weekend. Correspondent Jane Ferry reports.
Spencer Knight handled 20 shots, and 6 different Panthers scored goals in a 6-0 pounding of the Hurricanes.
I just try to do my best for them, and I go out there and I try to honestly save pucks for them. I don't really care about individual stats. I just want to win the game.
The game was scoreless until Aaron Ekblad netted an unassisted goal 6:42 into the second period.
It took us a bit to get to our game, but I think, something that we do really well is that we just try to get to that game, and, we're not trying to win the game in the first.
Mackie Stamiskevich, Alexander Barkov, and Evan Rodriguez added power play goals for Florida, which swept the home-and-home weekend series.
Checking out the rest of the Ice Warriors, the Rangers beat the Canadiens 4-3. The Kings down the Senators 5-2. The Flyers topped the Blues 3-2 in overtime. The Penguins thumped the Flames 6-2. The Capitals outscored the Devils 6-5. The Maple Leafs got past the Lightning 5-3. The Islanders were 3-0 winners against the Sabres. The Wild beat the Predators in overtime 3-2. The Sharks 4-2 over the Kraken. The Oilers took a 4-1 decision against the Avalanche, and Utah rolled the Golden Knights 6-0. I'm Dave Ferry, AP Sports.
AP News, I'm Jackie Quinn. It has happened again in Gaza for the second time in 7 months. An Israeli airstrike kills several members of the charity group World Central Kitchen. But this time the strike was targeted. Here's our Mimi Montgomery.
An airstrike by Israel on a car in the Gaza Strip has killed at least 5 people, according to a senior Palestinian health official. 3 of them are said to be employees of World Central Kitchen. Israeli military says it struck a wanted militant involved in Hamas's October 7 attack.
A previous strike in April killed 7 World Central Kitchen workers, and the charity is again pausing operations in Gaza. The new president of Taiwan arrived in Hawaii for a 2-day trip to the South Pacific. China's criticizing the visit, seeking to block official recognition of the self-rule democracy by the United States. Snowfall in the northeastern U.S. is piling up high as travelers try to start heading home from holiday celebrations. Here's our Julie Walker.
In New York, along Lakes Erie and Ontario, where snowblowers work overtime, there's already a significant band of lake-effect snow, says National Weather Service meteorologist Philip Pandolfo.
We have already observed snowfall rates of 2 to 3 inches an hour, which is extremely difficult for road crews to properly clean the roads.
It will be 15 to 20 degrees below average over parts of the northern plains. I'm Julie Walker.
Canada's prime minister is trying to tamp down tensions over the possibility of higher tariffs for Canadian exports. Justin Trudeau met with Donald Trump Friday in Florida. This was Small Business Saturday, a shopping tradition that follows Black Friday deals. Come Monday, Cyber Monday bargains can be found online. And don't forget about Giving Tuesday. This is AP News. A massive LDS church proposed for Las Vegas.
I'm Walter Ratliff with the Religion Minute, a worldwide push to build lots of big, bright temples for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is meeting pushback.
This is an unprecedented amount of people.
Residents recently packed a meeting of the Las Vegas, Nevada City Council to voice their concerns about plans to build a large new Mormon temple in the area.
They want to build this huge church that totally doesn't fit in the area.
Homeowners like Sue Christensen say they felt trampled when officials approved a temple that will be larger than the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, topped by a golden steeple soaring nearly 200 feet. Regional church leaders like Bud Stoddard say the temples will enhance the area.
This will guarantee a place of quiet, a place of solitude.
Church leaders say another 150 are currently under construction in the biggest building boom in the history of the faith. I'm Walter Ratliff.
And I'm Jackie Quinn, AP News.
All right, Marianas, welcome back. It is a little busy this Monday morning. It's not too bad. You're looking there at the traffic along Beach Road in Olei, not too shabby. But it is starting to slow down when you get a little bit closer to the former AK intersection. Well, let's find out just how much that is slowing down. Let's take a look. Here, look down at the road over there. It's not that bad at all, actually. Well, we could show you out there, but looking down, it is slowing down. If you're trying to get out there, if you're coming west down the road, you're going to have a little bit of a headache because that intersection is awful. And it's so difficult to try to take a left-hand turn because there's only one lane available for you to make that turn instead of the former 2 lanes. It slows everything down, gums up the works. Plus, you're going from a lower elevation. You got to go up right there at the lip of the intersection. It's crazy. I have no idea how they plan on fixing all that stuff, but I just believe. I believe in you, GPPC. May Santa bring me a level intersection. I don't know how it's going to work, but I believe that you guys can do it. Anyway, that's where traffic is at for that intersection right now. Over at IT&E, things are getting a little bit slow as people are making their way east, heading toward NMC, or maybe trying to make a left over there on Middle Road. That's a little bit slow over there. Chalmpiao, definitely not the happiest place in the world, not nearly close to Disney World when it comes to traffic. You see it's just super slow going. Traffic backed up all the way past Hopwood, too. And that is not fun at all. Everyone just trying to go north along Beach Road from San Antonio, getting stuck in Chalmpiao, trying to go north. My solution, if you can't get out earlier, just go hang out at Great Harvest. Get yourself a nice little breakfast sandwich and a cup of coffee. Maybe you'll see a smiling face over there. Maybe you'll see Mike Sablon or Mario Valentino. You go down there and give them a high five and let them tell you all about the great stuff they got going on over there. Yep, traffic slow go all the way past Aquarius Beach Tower and Laddiebill 24-Hour Fitness. It's a little slow go all the way till you get to the church. And then it usually slows down again by Joetown. But you know what? I think they figured that out. They're doing a great job over there. Good job, GPPC. You get a gold star for that part of the project. Over by the tennis courts, though, things are moving along pretty smooth. Nothing dealing over there. And let's just go up north real quick to see the intersection at Isa Drive on Chalmpiao Arnold. Not too bad at all. Anywhere else looking a little bit rough? Over there, Isa Drive, over by the 2 markets. And really, that's going to be a case of people probably just going slow trying to get in or out of the market, or by New Sarah Market, or they got stuck behind a school bus. Yeah, that is likely. Let's just take another quick look around the island as we zoom through San Vicente. That's a little bit slow by the school, but hey, that's the pickup and drop-off area and the pickup and drop-off time. Folks over there at the Dan intersection by Chalmmonsignor Martinez, not too bad, but it is slow if you go further back, all the way back to Maddie's Barbecue. Traffic is lining up a little bit, so that's a tough one. It's also food stamp time, so you're going to notice that it's a little bit slower. A bunch of cars lined up over there along Chalmmonsignor Martinez, so just get ready for that if you're heading out around the island that way. And that's what you get for Saipan. Tinian, that's a problema. But we actually have real legit traffic over here in Saipan this morning. And it is slowing down a little bit again at the intersection just behind us. And can you see that in the traffic out here? No, things still look like they're moving along just fine. All right, guys. Well, that's what we got so far for today. Got to tell this guy behind us, don't jump, man. Don't do it. It's not worth it. I'm looking at the guy over my shoulder over here. Don't jump, buddy. You got a lot going for you in life. Or is he just pouring stuff down on the people that are below him? That's terrible. I'm sure that's not what he's doing. He's like, oh, I knew it. You didn't give me that promotion. I'm going to get your car. Okay. Here we go. From Louisa, PSA, if you're trying to get to Chalmpiao Supermarket, they opened an entrance exit between Happy Poker and Marianas Deals off the As Perdido Road. Hey, that is a great fun fact for everybody. And as long as they got some parking over there too, you're great to go. Chalmpio Supermarket, and that's where Subway is, right? I have not been over there. I've not been in there since that whole spot really opened up. And it's such a cool little building and facility over there. I thought that would be a great spot if it ever did start coming to life, and it sounds like that might be the case. So that's great stuff. That is great stuff. All right, well, speaking of great stuff, I know I've got all the Christmas stuff going on in the background, but really, it was still turkey season for us this weekend if you were a big fan of the motocross, because the Marianas Racing Association came back with the Turkey Cross. That's right. They had over 30 riders came here, not just friends, family, 30 riders came out from Guam to participate this weekend. They had 3 heats of action, 2 heats on Saturday and 1 heat on Sunday. And wow, man, it was great. I was surprised that I didn't see more spectators out there from all around Saipan. There were a few for sure, and those people who went out there had a blast because it's a great event. It's so much fun. If we didn't have more things going on in our lives, we would have been down there too, because it's a busy weekend with the kids and everybody and the fam for the holiday weekend. So what we ended up doing, though, went down there with Keone and checked out the event. I got some video, and I put together just a real quick video for you guys so you can see it if you missed it. But here's the thing. Next time Marianas Racing Association has an event going on at Cowtown, you got to go. Bring a tent, bring some comfortable chairs, bring a little grill, and just hang out and enjoy the whole day. You don't have to do anything or go anywhere. You can watch them do all the work. It's so great. It's a great family atmosphere. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of excitement going on. You get to see the little kids doing the races. You get to see the crazy dudes doing the races. And then you get to see the old dudes doing the races, like the guys that you've known for years who get out there. It is an event, and it's a lot of fun. And they had some good sponsors and everything, too. I totally recommend it. But let's get you, let's see, here's the video. I've got it queued up. I'm telling you, next time it comes around, make sure, find time, find a way to get down there. The Turkey Cross, it was this weekend, and here's what we got. Man, I'll tell you, that was awesome. These guys, these men and women, these boys and girls, children of all ages, it was such a cool event, those guys. They were out there racing, and it was hot. I'm telling you, it was hot. That first day, and that's what most of that footage was from the second half of the day. We got there for the first heat, caught a bunch of footage from the second heat. Man, it was hot. A lot of people were already, they're like, hey, can we just do the second heat tomorrow? They're like, no, we're doing it today so that we only have to do one tomorrow. And that's the smart move, so they could just do that second half of the day and just enjoy it a little bit, because it was brutal, the heat. But it was such a beautiful day. And I'm sitting there talking to my son. I'm like, hey, look around. And you don't know, because this is the only place you ever grew up, right? You're born and raised here in Saipan. But, like, look around. This is like motocross. We got the ocean right there. We got people racing and all this. Like, it doesn't get any better than this. Like, we are in the best place in the world to live. And you're like, just enjoy it, man. And I wish you had the perspective of what it's like. He's like, well, I guess it's better than. I'm like, no, it's better than living in, like, regular place USA. Like, this is so much better. It is so much better. It's just, again, it's beautiful, and we have so many activities. It's an opportunity for you to go out and see that stuff. So that's more than anything. If you ever are thinking that there's nothing to do in Saipan, no, you're wrong. You're just not going out there to do those things. So I think that the big deal is, I told them, like, hey, next time you guys got the event coming up, come on the show so we can help promote it a little bit more for you and get the word out that you have an event. So we want to do that. If you guys have events going on, you should know already if you're watching the show. If you have an event that's happening, let us know. And don't just let us know. You can let us know, but come on the show and let's talk about it and let people know about it. Oh, but it's going to cost me. No, it's not going to cost you anything. You come on here and talk about what you got going on. It doesn't cost you anything. It's totally free. I want to help. I want people to know that you're doing great stuff. Like, you're organizing a cool event for the community. That's great stuff. We want to let people know about it. You're doing a fundraiser for someone. Come on in. Let's talk about it. You can do all that kind of stuff. Use this as a platform to reach a whole lot of people. That's what we want to do. That's why we're doing all this stuff. We become a conduit for our community, and that's what this thing is all about. Absolutely love it. There's some other cool things that are happening. Did you see, now they're not sponsoring the show yet, but did you guys see about that promo that we posted for the Marianas Beach Resort? You don't know about it? That's okay. I know you don't, because it just got its name recently, and they're still waiting for them to become the official Sheraton and all that stuff. But the Marianas Beach Resort Saipan, I like that in their promo, they even put that it's the former Hyatt, soon to be the Sheraton. That's a great way. Like, I love that that's how it's put out there, right? Hold on, let me put it on here. Let's see if I can get this out here for you. This is the deal they got going on right now. It's a local package. $99 plus the 15% tax. So it's $114, right? That gets you an ocean view room for two, right? And this is just for local residents. So you get and it's in the nice new wing. See how they got the photo right there? Because they only got that old Regency wing. The former Regency wing. That's what's open right now. And so they're doing that. So the fanciest rooms that they have for $99. And then you get even a nice little upgrade if you want. You want breakfast for two? $10. Oh, here's the best one. $10. Add $10 for free-flowing 2-hour happy hour. Deal. You had me at hello. Like, that is the best deal. Now, you got to be a CNMI resident, and it only goes until February, at the end of February. Well, at least February 2025. I'm not sure if it ends at the end of February. It just says its promotion's valid until February of 25. The other thing is it does not include the holiday weekend times of December 26th to January 4th. So you're not going to be able to do that for New Year's. And then January 4th, February 6th to 12th, which I'm guessing is probably that golden week, because they want to try to get all their as much money as they can from the folks from Off Island. By the way, that makes sense. We got to support this property. We want to make sure that it's successful. And this is one way to do it where we can have fun, but that free-flowing 2-hour happy hour, I'm telling you what, you better drink your whole $99 plus 15% tax plus your $10 worth during that happy hour and make it the happiest hour. I mean, that could be a lot of fun. Plus that breakfast. Look at the breakfast that they got pictured in there. I don't know if it's going to be that good, but it certainly looks great. That's got eggs and like scrambled eggs. They even got an egg on top of the scrambled eggs, plus bacon and avocado. Oh my God, look at that. Then, they got the healthy choice foods, but they got the fancy coffees and all that. I don't think you don't want to miss this at all. This is the place you want to go. Again, they're not even sponsoring us. Maybe not yet, but hopefully we'll get them. But this is a really smoking deal. No matter what, you want to do it. You give them a call at 488-8000, 488-8000. It's a smoking deal. I mean, treat yourself. You might as well treat yourself. Anyway, we had some folks treating themselves to some buckets of beer courtesy of Last Shot Bar. We've given away 4 of these so far. No, don't worry. We're not giving away right now. It's too early in the week for us to do that. But Last Shot Bar, they give us these things to give away to you guys for the NMI News Service and for Last Shot Bar. We've given away 4 of the buckets so far. It's a free bucket of beer to get your weekend started right. And I'm hoping that you guys have already started to enjoy those things. We're big fans of the guys over at Last Shot. They're a lot of fun. They do great stuff in the community. They serve as a venue for all kinds of great things that are happening. And man, they don't charge people anything except for some of the drinks. They're really great. If you want to have a party, bring your food. They're cool with it. You don't even have to pay. Just pay for the drinks. I'm like, man, that's the place. That's the place. That's Last Shot Bar. By the way, they're located right over there in CK, right by Laddie Built 24-Hour Fitness. So that's what I was saying. Go get your swole on in the gym. Then you can go and see if you can meet a special someone over there at Last Shot Bar. You can take them next door to the Surf Rider. And if things work out, next day you can take them to breakfast over at Great Harvest. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. There's an extra one in there. And you got the whole thing. It's the perfect party spot in Saipan. It is right down there. Anyway, that's what's going on for the Marianas Beach Resort, and we look forward to it. And this is just the start for them. They're gonna. I had a conversation with Dave Hood over the weekend, and he's the owner, and he said they've got a whole bunch of local stuff, local focused promotions that they plan on doing for the community, and I think that's awesome. We've got hotels here who don't focus on local folks, but they are focusing. I mean, are they going for a tourist? Absolutely. But are they going to look the other way when it comes to the local folks? No, they are reaching out actively to go for a local promo package. And that's it right there. I love it. It's awesome. I'm really excited for our community because we got a great community partner in there. So hooray for them. All right, what we're going to do, we're going to take a real quick break. We're going to come back and we're going to hit the local scores, hit some of the other local news that we didn't get to today. And we'll look at what's coming up this weekend. I know I lied to you guys this morning. It was unintentional. It was about our guest coming in studio. I looked at the calendar, and it's tomorrow. So, hey, Joe's coming in tomorrow. I got a lot going on tomorrow. I got him, and then afterwards going to be meeting with the IT&E folks about a bunch of stuff, too, that I'm excited about. Today's a big day because at 10 o'clock, you'll be able to see us live streaming from the Commonwealth Healthcare Center, Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation, CHC. They're going to have the new EKG machines that are going to be going, the echocardiograms that are going to be going to Tinian and Rhoda. I think that's what the announcement's going to be. I know they already put the announcement out there, but I think they're actually going to do like the agreement signing today. But we'll be streaming live there, so we'll see you guys in about an hour and a half from now. We'll be over there and live. Hooray! Then after that, we're going to be meeting with some folks from MVA, talk about some stuff, some ways that we can help them as well. I'm excited about that. And then tonight, we'll be broadcasting baseball. Baseball! That's right, baseball. I will not be doing play-by-play because I'll be in uniform playing for, well, I'm not uniform yet. We're still waiting for our uniforms to get here. But I'll be in blue for the Blue Jays as we take on the Pirates, the Pirates. But I'll be doing play-by-play with you guys this week. It'll just be a different night. We'll see which game it ends up being. The Pirates were supposed to play on Friday night, but both of the teams reached out to the league and said, hey, can we just reschedule this because it's kind of a holiday weekend? And they said, sure. And that worked out great. That's what I would have gone for, too. Yeah, Luisa, weather permitting is right. But I'll tell you what, so far, the day's looking good. Let's take a look at weather real quick. In fact, while we're out here, I know we already talked about what the forecast is, but let's go take a look at what the weather is looking like for us today. And you can see where all this mess is what's coming in and what looks to maybe give us a little bit of trouble tonight. Let's go and see what the unofficial, not weather service forecast is for us. As we let that go, there's what it's forecast to be. Again, we're going to look and see what it's supposed to look like by game time tonight. That's 2 o'clock. That's 3 o'clock. And it's Saipan Baseball League games start at 6:30. So we're almost there, and let's see what it looks like at 7. So that's what it's supposed to look like at 7 o'clock. Not exactly sure what that's going to turn into for us by that time. Do they give you a rain accumulation by that time? That's what it's supposed to look like. See, because I paid for the fancy version. That's what it's supposed to look like by that time. All right. But for now, that's it. All right. That's with the weather. We're going to take a real quick break. We come back. We're going to talk more about the good stuff that we got going on with some of our sponsors and how you guys can do some cool things in the community with a big fundraiser.
Persistence of build, be the inspiration, they witness approve. We do what we do by the rules in the book. We be a lottie where discipline and vision is built. We lead by example, persistence of build, be the inspiration, they witness approve. We do what we do by the rules in the book.
You owned your car for 4 years. You named it Brad. You loved Brad. And then you totaled him. You two had been through everything together. 2 boyfriends, 3 jobs. You're like, nothing can replace Brad. Then Liberty Mutual calls. And you break into your happy dance.
If you sign up for better car replacement, we'll pay for a car that's a model year newer with 15,000 fewer miles than your old one. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
All right, welcome back, Marianas. It is 8:35 in the morning, and you're looking live down on Beach Road in Oleai as the traffic is moving and grooving. Oh, look out, white van. All right. A little too close for comfort until they get those lines painted out there, and then they get that nice little anti-skid paved. But it could be worse. I mean, it's not, but it could be worse out there. Traffic's moving along pretty good all over the island so far, as we've given you those updates already. And where's that van trying to go? Are they trying to get into the regular flow of traffic? I'm focused in on that white minivan of Justice over there, and they're just hanging out. Or are they trying to turn back left again? People want to know. Nope. I don't know who's driving that car, but I don't think I want to know. We'll give you tips and tricks, though. If you're interested in learning how to drive, just let me know. Or better yet, let me drive behind you. I'll give commentary as you're out there. Hey, today the NFL is back in action. It is Week 13, and we'll get you caught up on all the scores. The game that's about 3 hours away, a little bit less than, it's about 2 hours and 40 minutes away, is the Bills and the 49ers. The Bills, big fan base here just with me alone. Probably a couple other people. Like, I know Shine Tenorio. But other than that, I know there's a ton of 49ers fans out here. And the game's going to be in Buffalo. It's going to be the late game. That means it's going to be like 8:20. And let me give you a little idea of what it's looking like over there in Buffalo as they were getting ready for the game. Check this out. This is just wild. Here we go. Yeah, look at that. That's on the field. They have to bring snow plows, front end loaders, and all that. And that was early. That's before they end up shoveling. Now you can see where they had people come in shoveling the stands, right? Look at that. They had to go. They asked for folks. I think they pay them like $20 an hour. You can go out there, and they ask for volunteers for that. Like, come on, come over to the stadium. They don't have like a whole bunch of employees to do that stuff. They're like, come to the stadium. If you're healthy enough to shovel, like they don't want you if you're going to have a heart attack, but then they get you to come out there, and they give you a $20 an hour to shovel the stadium. I mean, that is just awesome. It makes, if that doesn't make you even closer to the team as a fan, I don't know what would. But look at that. So they got to shovel the upper decks, they got to shovel the lower decks. You can see all the mountains of people up there in the stands, and that's not like a short process either. That's a lot of work, and you can see some people already have covers on their seats that they take off when they show up and when they get there for the games. But just amazing. How much snow is being dumped. I was talking to my dad who lives down there, and he was telling me that when the forecast came out, they weren't giving the forecast in inches, they were giving it in feet. So typically, like how we get like the forecasts here for rains, like, oh, we could get like so many inches of rain accumulation and all that stuff. No, they were saying we can get like feet of snow for this storm that was coming through. And, I never looked at this Windy app for the mainland stuff, and maybe it's worth a shot just to take a look at what they're looking at. This is what it looks like in my hometown area. This is just out of curiosity, in case you guys are interested. You should be, because I am. Let's go back. This is the regular weather radar. By the way, they get way better weather radar coverage than we do, because they've got radar everywhere for that stuff. But so these, you see this big gray area I've got the mouse on, that's one of the Great Lakes right there. And that's Lake Erie. And then you see this where the cursor is, that is the Niagara River. And then that's Lake Ontario. And right over here is Niagara Falls, right? That's where the water goes over the falls. And right here is Niagara Falls. This is where it dumps off right here. And then it flows down through here into Lake Ontario. Well, what happens is oh boy, let me pull back again to this weather part. So they call this area the South Towns because it's south of Buffalo. And look at this. What happens is all these storms come down from Canada. They pick up all the moisture over the Great Lakes and then dump them over here. And that's why you can almost see it's like in the shape of the lake. The almost perfectly the shape of the lake, how it absorbs all that water. And when you hear about like global warming and all that stuff, how could it be global warming with all that stuff? So because if the Great Lakes haven't frozen over already, that means that the water can get sucked up into these big storm cells and then dumped, and that's exactly where they're getting hit. So there's a whole bunch of skiing in this area that's blue, like in that lower part, and it's really cool. Like, man, look at all those areas. I miss some of this stuff quite a bit, going down and seeing all this area, but that's where they're looking at, and we'll scroll in, and just to show you, there's Hamburg. Come on, where are you? Bum, bum, bum. Let's see, there's 54. I'm looking for the 219. I'm actually not used to looking for them on the map. There's the 20A, Orchard Park right here. So we're talking about like where the Bills play football and where they're getting hit. So just look for this area right here, and they have already gotten hit. And they're going to, I don't know if it's still going to be hitting during the game, but they definitely got dumped on, and that's what everybody's taking care of right now. So now you know. Now you know a little bit more about where I grew up and what the weather's like for the big NFL game that's taking place tonight. The people are looking at 49ers fans don't have a whole lot of faith in how that's going to go. I think they're going to still play great. I mean, the Bills, I'm looking forward to seeing how Matt Milano looks at linebacker. He's starting to play again today. Should be great. We'll see. Let me give you an update of the 3 late games that are in progress right now. They're only one of them's in the third quarter. 2 of them are still in the second quarter. How is that possible? The Rams and the Saints in New Orleans all tied up at 6 apiece. The Rams are driving 1st and 10 at New Orleans 22 with 8:50 left in the third quarter. Buccaneers and Panthers all tied up at 10 with the Panthers 1st and 10. The Panthers 4th and 3 at Tampa Bay's 8. They're probably going to kick a field goal here with 7 seconds left in the half. The Eagles and the Ravens. Eagles up 14-9 over the Ravens in Baltimore. The Eagles got the ball, and they're at the 2-minute warning. And we just told you the 49ers in Buffalo for the late game tonight. That'll be 11:20 this morning, tomorrow Standard Time. And that's going to be the one that everybody here is going to be watching. And that's why I hope the press conference over at CHE doesn't take too long, because I want to get back here and watch this game. It's going to be a big one. And maybe we'll end up getting you guys in there. I know some of you guys are going to be working, so you might not be able to watch it. We're going to watch it, faux show. And then, I'm going to miss part of the end because I got a meeting at 1 o'clock today, which is an important meeting about how we could do some good stuff for NBA. But I'm going to miss the end of the game. Oh, that's too bad. I didn't even think about it. I mean, it's a work day, but I'm doing this so I can enjoy life too. It's going to be fine. We're not rescheduling this meeting. I've been wanting to have this meeting for a long time. So I'm happy about it. Anyway, so that's that. Anything finalized here? Let me just refresh it real quick. I'll let you know if they finally made it to the half. And according to these guys, no. Oh, the Rams up 7-6. They scored a touchdown and they got kicked the extra point, so they took the lead. That's good stuff. All right, so that's what we got going on right now. What else is going on? We talked about the Taiwan president visiting Hawaii and on their way to Guam. Again, China's not too happy about that at all. In fact, they're really not happy about it. Beijing not too happy that's what's shaking, because they're like, they don't want anybody to give any credence to the Clearwater revival. No, they don't want to give any credibility to the folks from Taiwan being independent from China, because they always talk about the unification between China and Taiwan. They always refer to Taiwan as like a renegade territory, but they said, but it's theirs, a renegade province, they should say. But that's the state of things. And man, I'll tell you what, I'm glad that they're going out there doing it. I'm definitely a pro-Taiwan guy. 10 times out of 10, you ask me, and I'll let you know. All right, let's talk about some of the things in history today. By the way, our phone lines are open. You can call anytime. 789-2323, 789-2323. Let us know what's on your mind. Maybe you're watching football. Maybe you're not watching football. Maybe you're still in bed because you ate so much food this weekend. But give us a ring and let us know what's up. Okay, so here we go. Today in history. Let's see. General Napoleon Bonaparte. He was crowned Emperor of the French at Notre Dame de Paris in a ceremony officiated by Pope Pius VII. How about that? In 1823, U.S. President James Monroe declared the Monroe Doctrine, opposing European colonialism in the Americas, arguing any European political intervention in the New World would be a hostile act against the United States. Basically, President Monroe said, hey, this is our place. Stay out of here. And it worked for a long time. 1845. So just 22 years later, President Polk announced that Congress of the United States should aggressively expand to the West, a widely held belief termed as manifest destiny by newspaper editor John O'Sullivan. And that's how we got all the way to California. All right, 1929, the first skull of Peking Man found in the caves of Zhoukoudian, 50 kilometers outside of Peking, China, later dated roughly 750,000 years old. Yow. 1976, Fidel Castro became president of Cuba. How about that? All right, so those are the big deals. How about in film? Oh, geez. In 1952, the first human birth was televised to the public on KOA TV in Denver. 1883, Johann Brahms' Third Symphony in F premieres in the Vienna Philharmonic. How about in sports? The Association of Football Players and Trainers Union, the English Professional Football Players Association, is formed by Charlie Roberts and Billy Meredith in Manchester, England. Okay. Not exactly the most exciting things for me. How about this one? Third Symphony in F. Let's see if we can't give that a little listen real quick. Kapow. Come on, Brahms. Whoa. I'll tell you what. That is not a short symphony. According to this, it's like 38 minutes long. Are you serious? Yeah, it's the full. Here we go. Let's give this. We'll give it a little bit of a listen. Well, if you've got yourself a good 39 minutes to spare, you can listen to it too. And this was debuted by the Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra. And on this day in 1883, the symphony was written in Wiesbaden, Germany, in the summer of 1883. And this is Brahms' shortest symphony. Interesting. Well, it sounds lovely. Maybe after the show today, you can give yourself a treat by listening to this while you're at the desk. Let's see, what else do we have here? Certainly nice to just listen to, relax in our Marianas. Maybe we should just listen to this. I'll port the camera out at the ocean. Instead of the traffic look, we'll just listen to Brahms for the next 10 minutes or so. No? All right. You know, while we listen to this, while this is playing in the background, we're in the last 30 days of the Saipan Tribune. Isn't that crazy? The Saipan Tribune is going away. We know this. We've known about it now for a little while. We actually released the news first. It's hard to fathom that 2025 will not have the Saipan Tribune. I know it's a bigger reality for the reporters working for the Tribune, but holy smokes, what is going to happen with all those folks? Where are they going to go? What kind of jobs are they going to have? Are they going to be absorbed by other parts of the company? I don't know. And by the company, I mean Tan Holdings, generally. There's a lot of great spots for folks who are going to need some jobs, and I know there's some government agencies that are definitely going to need some folks. You prefer the traffic while listening? I could do that too. I can give you the traffic, no doubt. But the whole idea that the Saipan Tribune is not going to be here for us to check out every day is definitely a big deal. Now, I've heard all kinds of reasons for it. One, because it's Tan Holdings, it's their organization. That one, it was hemorrhaging funds and that they weren't making any money, but they were, at least up to the pandemic, being profitable. And then who knows what happened after that? But I would think there's also some scuttlebutt that maybe they got some direction from some other folks because of all the different businesses that they have that are in China. And if they have printed something that was not favorable to the folks in China, saying that you're not going to be able to do your business here if you're going to say bad stuff about us in your newspaper over there in Saipan, USA. And so they were possibly closing down because of that. That's all scuttlebutt. There's nothing verified for that. I don't have any evidence of that. But I've heard that conversation. I've heard that talking point. So that was wild. In fact, I was not expecting that. I was thinking that maybe the whole purpose of why the Tribune became the Tribune was to kind of deflect or to counter the messaging from the Marianas variety that was negative toward Tan Holdings when all of the garment factories were in full swing. In fact, when I got here, people were calling it the Tan Rag. I remember that. And then when I worked for them for 4 years, we would laughingly say that I was a sports writer, that people read the Tribune for the sports and the variety for the news. And then that's what we would tease each other with. And then, but then over the years, the garment factories closed down and Tan Holdings did so many other things in the community that they don't receive all that negative messaging from anybody else anymore. Not about Tan Holdings being Tan Holdings. They've got Jerry here. He's puts the happy face on everything. He's got everything he's doing with soccer, everything he's doing with all kinds of different folks in the community. And he does a ton of stuff, especially with NIMSA and everything. And they're a big part of everything. And maybe the conversation was, well, we're spending all this money on this, on all these other ventures, and we're getting so much positive press on that. Maybe we don't have to worry about spending money on stuff like that anymore. And that could be it. That would make sense. But it's a big loss for the community, for sure. I could see that. All right. Well, we only got a little bit of time left today. So what I'm going to do, there is not another update that's coming from the Associated Press today. Not for news, anyhow. Right? Right. Yes, we do not have another one from today. So we'll wrap that one up. There's not a new one coming from sports. We'll take one quick look at the scores again. Both of these guys, the Bucks and Panthers. Panthers up 13-10 in the half. And the Ravens scored another field goal. What is up with the Ravens, by the way? I don't understand how the Ravens could suck so bad now when they were doing so well, looking like world beaters just, 5 weeks ago. And now they're just tanking. Their offense not looking good at all. And I think they can't play against physical teams with real bruising physical defenses. They give them a real hard time. Teams like Pittsburgh. Teams like the Eagles, they are tough for them. I think the Browns probably a real tough defense for them to play too. And I mean, even with all their talent, I'm just blown away that they're not able to do that. Taking a look at some of the comments here I missed. I saw Cagman High School. The most important thing to know about the game and its mechanics is how you will play your next game and what you will do next. Oh, sorry, I missed all that. Yeah, that's a tough one. All right, so that's it for us for today, folks. I want to say thanks to you guys for tuning in. Tomorrow, for sure, 100%, we got Joe Guerrero coming in. I didn't even look at the calendar. I thought he was coming in today. He's coming in tomorrow. Got everything set up for him, too. And I put on my special cologne for Joe Guerrero. No. We'll see him in here tomorrow, and it'll be great. And they got the comedy fundraiser going on this weekend, and we're really excited. It's a fundraiser going on at Naked Fish on Saturday night, and it's for the CHCC volunteers. You're going to have some real in fact, let me pull up their flyer. He sent it to me as well. And the funny thing is, hold on, Joe Guerrero. I sent him this photo. It's so funny. The photo that I used for it. Because I didn't know I don't have a whole lot of just me photos. Let's see. Naked Fish. All right. We'll open it up. We'll show you guys the old flyer that they've got going on for this big event. Dum, dum, dum. All right. So it is the 20th anniversary of Naked Fish, and it's going to start today with some great stuff. So here's what they're starting off with today. So here's what's going on at Naked Fish today. They got the Chill Abrasion is what they're calling it. Chill with us to kick off our anniversary week starting today. And they've got today Asahi on tap. They've got Goose Island IPA and Stella Artois on tap. Plus, they always have Asahi. They said a beeralicious partner pairing of two Michelob Ultras plus your choice of Naked Poke or Naked Fish Kelligwin, and our usual beer happy hour promo of $1 off all beers all night. So that's what they're doing to start off their big deal tonight. But their big thing that they've got going on is this comedy event as their fundraiser. So they've got something happening all week, but Saturday night is going to be, they're going to have Santi Sablan, Big Boy. Chinaman's going to be there, and Nettie C. And then their opening act is me. That's right. I'm going to be doing some stand-up comedy over there at Naked Fish on Saturday night. Woo! So I've been writing and refining and getting some proof from some folks to see what they have to say about it. And then it's a whole lot of rehearsing this week, standing up in front of a mirror and memorization, because I don't want to be out there reading off my phone or reading off a news, like a piece of paper, because that's not the way I want to go. I want to try and do this legit. It's only like 3 to 5 minutes. Like these guys are going to, like the real pros are going to do it afterwards. But this is a little bit for me. Joe asked me to do it. I did not love the idea of doing it for sure. I began, and mainly because it scared the crap out of me about going up there on stage and sucking bad. That's it. That's 100% reason I did not want to do this, is because I did not want to be terrible out there. So, again, got some writing, got one of my buddies to take a look at it. I asked them, say, hey, we got to punch this up a little bit. We need to come up with some more jokes and make this thing a little bit better. And so I'm going to be, after we're done with this, I got about 10, 15 minutes where I can look at that stuff. Then I got my 10 o'clock press conference. So in an hour, we're going to be back here broadcasting live from the hospital. But then when we come back, going to be looking at this stuff all over again, making sure how everything fits in. And it'll be a lot of fun. And I'm excited about it. And hopefully I get to open up the show, get people going, get a few laughs going, And after they have a few drinks, I'll probably be even funnier. So that's the plan. All right, guys. So if you want to do that, you can see it. Oh, here, it's on the screen. It's called Humor on the Rocks. It's $50, and they'll have food and beverage promos. And you got to pay to get in for this one. And again, this is raising money for the CHCC Foundation. Takes care of the CHCC volunteers, making sure they have the materials that they need and all that stuff. And it'll be great. Hey, thanks for that, Caleb. I appreciate that. But I'll tell you what, when it comes to doing this stuff, I'm comfortable standing in front of an audience and talking. That part's easy, right? I'm not afraid of the crowd. I am afraid of being up there and having jokes that nobody laughs at, and sucking that way. So this is going to be my first real legit time trying to do this stuff. And I am not looking to make a career out of it at all. But I do want to get people to laugh a little bit. And if it raises money for a good cause, then I'm in. Even if I suck, I'm in to try to raise some money for some folks. So it'll be a lot of fun, and I hope so. So I'm not going to really drink beforehand, but I'm definitely going to drink afterwards to be like, yay. But Kathy's, it's the Hell of the Marianas. It's going to be a busy day. We are going to be broadcasting the Hell of the Marianas live. No one's ever done it. Ever. We are going to bring live sports coverage to the CNMI. It's never happened for a bike race. It's never happened for a triathlon. It's never happened for a marathon. We are going to do it and hopefully kick some serious butt while we do it and get a lot of people from around the region to watch. Like where these athletes are coming from, I really want them to be able to watch their family and friends compete here in the CNMI from Korea, from Russia, from China, from Japan, you name it, wherever they're coming from, we want their friends and family. The mainland, from Guam even, from Tinian, you name it. If you've got athletes, Danny Calvo's riding, road, you name it. Everybody who's racing from off island, you're going to be able to watch it live. Is it going to suck? I hope not. But it's going to be our real proof of concept. And if we get this thing done, we want to do it for the marathon also. So things are happening. We're moving. We're shaking. We're trying to get things done. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, Marianas. We'll be back again tomorrow morning for a Good Morning Marianas at 7 o'clock-ish Tuesday morning. But we will be back here in an hour for the live press conference over at CHCC. So I hope you have a great day, and I hope you have an awesome week. Your best week so far this year. And I know there's been a lot of weeks, so this one's going to count for something. Anyway, take care, Marianas. We will see you guys again tomorrow morning for Good Morning Marianas once again. Have a great day. Love you guys.
Good morning,
I mean it.
Marianas.
It's not fake.
So many things we got to discuss. Happy day, Tirawamian greetings. To Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news. From a beautiful place with Pacific views, it's always so much fun.